All right, everybody, what is up? Happy Monday. I know I've been absent for a couple of weeks. A couple of weeks ago, I had to take a break, and then something came up with Steve, but we finally hooked up. We're finally back live. I hope you guys missed us. I think it's going to be a good one.
I'm Streetside Anthony, and you're watching the Kranky Canadian.
And that's right. If you're new, you are watching live with the Kranky Canadian. Tonight's guest, BerkFamily54Comics. Say what is up to the people, man.
Yo, what is up, everyone? It is morphin' time. I'm excited to be on here, talk comic books, and hang out with Roger, man. What's up?
I appreciate you coming on, man. I'm glad we finally were able to hook up. We tried a few times. It just never worked out. Hey, we're here now. We're going to talk some comic books. We're going to get to know you, let the community ask questions. If you guys, excuse me, have any questions in the chat, make sure you type it in there. Hopefully we see it. If I don't see it, retype it in again. Speaking of chat, let's see what we got in there. Wesley Comics, first in again. What's up, Kranky? Cristiano Hillman, I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be Everett. Let me see. We got Copy 801. What's up, brother? Lenny Stern, all the way from Florida. We have Thunder Comics. What's going on? Sparks, buddy, good job with your FOC show the other day. Mark Clayton in the house. We have, let me see, anybody else? Michael Benston, Paul PC 1974, DJ Links. We have BerkFamily54 in the house. Uncanny Swag, Joker on 21. What is up, Mike? How you doing today? I'm gonna let me see. IG 12 Cent Comics. X Arrow Maestro. I don't even know how to say that, man. I'm sorry. I've never seen that before. At least I've never had to say it. IX Arrow Maestro the 6th. Okay. Slotted up 503.
What up, dude?
What is going on? Gene Malo. Michael P. Streetside Anthony in the house. You saw him, my little entrance there. Little clip. Got to go visit him. That was really cool. New Village Comics, Uncanny Swag, Alex Garcia, the illustrator, the man, the myth, the legend behind all the new 3MIB rebranding and logos. What is going on, my friend?
Nice.
I lost my spot. Sorry, guys, if I missed you. I got Flash 6792.
What's up, Robert?
I think I had one more person in here that I didn't say hi to. Well, if I missed you guys, I'm sorry. Just keep making comments, and there you go. Jay Ramirez, what's up, everybody? I always, every time people put numbers in there, I'm not sure if you're supposed to say the number, if you skip the number. J2 Ramirez, so I'm thinking that's Jay Ramirez. He had a little giveaway that I was lucky enough to win. Getting excited to get those books for sure.
Ooh.
Some cool family, store variants and.
Otto won the raffle recently, man.
He's winning. He's been winning a couple big ones. Yeah, he won that huge 3 times autographed. And Jose Crespo, what is going on? I think I got everybody. So we're going to keep slopping up 503. Guys, if you're not subbed up to the channel, if you're only here because you're a big fan of Steve here, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit that notification bell so when we go live, 3 men go to live together, usually every other Friday. I'm going to be starting to do every other Monday. Starting to find with my job and work, it's a little tough to do a solo show every week. So I got something else planned, special plan for that off week. Stay tuned for that. As far as BerkFamily54Comics, if you look in the description of this video, you're going to see a link to his Instagram and also a link to his YouTube channel. So if you're just meeting him for the first time, make sure you shoot over there. Go in the description of this video. Sub him up. Hit that notification bell. Always putting great content down. Very knowledgeable about comics, and it's always a lot of fun watching your shows.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it.
All right. So
this is the second time on 3 Men in a Basement. I don't know if you know that.
Yeah, you were on a regular show, right?
I was on a Sunday show, like a live stream with Otto.
Yeah,
like about a year ago.
Yeah, he went live impromptu to I think open a CGC opening or something like that. Gomez, what is up, broski, in the house? All right, so
Gomez. What up, Gomez?
so let's tell people about yourself. Where are you from? What's your name? What do you do?
Okay, so my name is
as much as you're comfortable with. Let's put it that way.
Sure. Okay, my name is Steve. I live in Kansas, and I'm a big comic book collector. Obviously, I've been collecting comics for about 5 years now or so. I'm a teacher. I have a daughter. She's 6. I don't like to wear sleeves because it's not as air conditioned, DJ Leaks. That is why I don't like to wear sleeves.
There was a bet on whether or not you were going to be sleeveless on the show.
For sure. I gotta rock the sleeveless when I'm someone else's show. I'm from Manhattan, Kansas, so that's why you see like purple and I always say go Cats. I'm a big Kansas State Wildcats fan. So yeah, love comic books. Batman, TMNT, Power Rangers, Flash. Yeah, that's what I like.
IG 12 Cent Comics wants to know what you teach.
I teach journalism. So I teach photography 1 and 2, video production, yearbook, newspaper, 21st century journalism, digital media technology, all the fun stuff.
Uncanny Swag says sleeves are for nerds.
They are. They are.
So I think the first time you and I interacted was definitely Instagram. So just tell everybody a little bit how you started the whole, because both of them you've only been around for like three years or so. So how did you start BerkFamily54? Like, how did that all come about, and how did you come up with the name?
Okay, so I started collecting comic books about 5 years ago. My first comic books I bought were Mighty Morphin Power Rangers issue 0 and Batman TMNT the crossover issue 2. And about 2.5 years later, I started an Instagram just because I wanted, there's hardly anyone you can talk to about comic books in person. So I was like, I need to start an Instagram so I can get to know other people and whatnot. And after about 6 months of the Instagram, I'm like, I want to start a YouTube channel because the Instagram is great, but making videos and doing live streams and getting to talk to people like while they're in the live streams is so much more fun. I get the name BerkFamily54Comics for a few reasons. Berk is part of my last name. My last name is Berkhorn. I used to go by Berk Nasty 54 because my college nickname was Berk Nasty, but I changed it to family because it gives off a more positive connotation.
Sure.
54 was my grandpa's high school football number, which I chose as mine as well. Him and I were best friends until he passed away about 10 years ago. But that's why I chose 54. And then the comics, obviously, I like comic books. So there we go.
There you go. Very nice. Art canvas now.
And I just hit 2,000 subscribers in the last week. I'm giving away, I'll go and talk about it real quick. Giving away a TMNT Last Ronin #1, a Venom 25 second print in a 9.8, and a Batman 24 in a 9.8. You guys have until I get to 2,100 subscribers to enter. So make sure you go over to my 2,000 subscriber giveaway video so you can enter a couple slabs or a TMNT Last Ronin #1.
Nice. Some great books right there. So make sure you guys go over there, watch it. Speaking of giveaways, subscriber giveaways, us over here at 3 Man in the Basement, we have our 2,500 subscriber giveaway. The video is up. All you have to do is, if you're on your PC right now, you can hit that QR code, and that'll take you directly to the video. And then you have to watch the video, and then, comment what you like, what you don't like, what you'd like to see, and you definitely have to use hashtag 3MIB in the comments to get entered into it. And when we hit 2,500, our next live show we have a ton of stuff to give away. Shortboxed was kind enough to donate $100 credit towards any books on their app. The Big To Do donated a mystery box, comics, tunes, and toys. Us guys giving some stuff away. We had some stuff donated. So giveaways are awesome, man. You love to have these. And 2 weeks from now.
Thank you for this as well, man.
Oh, you're welcome. Of course, I'd like to take the credit for it, but I think the brains behind that was Everett. And when he brought it up, I definitely pushed him towards doing it because I thought it was a great idea as well. That's good stuff, man. All right. So you decided I'm going to start a YouTube channel. What pushed you in over there? Like, who were you watching when you were like, yeah, this, I would love to be able to, have a show like this and just hang out, or, what was your original, I want to be like these guys, or I'm going to be myself, but I enjoy watching, like, who were you watching back then?
The very first comic book YouTube video I watched was Reggie Collects hanging out with Matt Thanatos when Matt was doing comic book videos back then. And Reggie was like in his kitchen or something, and they were just hanging out, talking comic books and showing stuff off. This is way before like his comic book room and way before he blew up and all of that. And I was watching his videos, and I was like, man, this is a lot of fun getting to talk to other people in the live chat and whatnot. And then John's Comics of Kids was like, you need to start a YouTube channel, man. Like, everyone wants to see you start one at some point. So I decided to start one in January of 2019. And then not long after that, my very first video I watched, a 3-minute in a basement, was Otto. He went to this comic book shop with his daughter, and he was filming the whole place. And there was like this secret back room with like boxes on both sides, and he was filming it. And he filmed himself what books he got. I think he was only like 500 or 700 subscribers at that point, and I was like,
yeah,
dang, this guy is pretty cool. Ever since then, it was like February or March of 2019, I've had notifications turned on for 3-minute in a basement. So.
No, we appreciate that, man. And as funny as I try to, before I have a guest on, I go back and like look at their old stuff, and I watched your first video that you had on YouTube. Saved. It's hysterical when you go back and see the first video, because the same thing. You're in your kitchen, you got the kitchen in the background. You're not really sure what to say. I mean, we always talk about how we started with it was me, Everett, and Bernie, 1869, and Shortbox Bernie. And we had an iPhone on a selfie stick duct taped to a bar stool, which was Everett used to like to, he didn't want to use too much duct tape at once, so the phone would always fall in the middle of our broadcast. It's just funny to see, you go back and see those things. But yeah, your first one was showing off some Power Rangers, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Batmans, and you're in your kitchen. And
yep, back then I had like 3 short boxes, man, and now I got like 10. So yeah, it's crazy how things change and whatnot, for sure.
Yeah, it's the progression. We all learn. We get a little better. We get a little older. We want to be better at what we do. It's
for sure.
That's why they're fun. So, what's the first thing you ever collected? If it was, I mean, I guess if it was comics, but like a lot of the people start collecting things when they're kids. What's the first thing you collected?
I was collecting sports cards back in the 90s. Because that was the thing to do, and I still have some, and I'll show them off in a little bit. But I collected sports cards a lot. I do remember when I was younger, my mom would take me to the grocery store, and they had a whole aisle of comic books and magazines, and I would just sit there. Like, they weren't in bags and boards, obviously. I would just take them out, and I'm sure I wouldn't even read them. Like, I'm sure I wasn't even old enough to do that. I would just look at the pictures. And the very first one I ever remember reading was Batman 497, and Bane breaks Batman's back, and I was like, what? And Azrael had this like super like colorful suit and like claws on it and whatnot, and I was like, dang, this is pretty cool. So I didn't really like, my mom never bought them for me, but I remember reading comic books a lot as a kid, and I collected a ton of sports cards, which I don't even know where they're at anymore, honestly.
Thumbing through them. So you didn't keep the sports cards?
No. I mean, I'm sure they're at my mom's house somewhere. I don't know. My sister has like 100 Nolan Ryan sports cards, man. Like, those would be worth a nice bit of money for sure.
Gomez got a message for you. Throw that notification for East Meets West, Mother Skunka.
On the old IG, or you know what?
YouTube.
I need to share this video on my community tab.
Yeah, he's telling you to hit that notification bell, so when they go live, you're on there watching. Gomez just giving us a hard time.
Gomez, what up, dude? He's a good friend of mine for sure.
Yeah, he's good, dude. I had him on the show, and we talked afterwards backstage for like an hour. Had a lot more in common than you think sometimes with people when you get to chop it up like that.
For sure.
So when did you start collecting comics? Did you say like 4 or 5 years ago?
It was January 2016. I was at my work at the time, and I was on Yahoo.com just looking at articles because that's what I used to do all the time. And they had like, the New 52 Batman. He was wearing jeans at the time, and yada, yada, yada. And it had all this stuff. And they were showing these covers for Mighty Morphin Power Rangers issue 0 with all the helmet covers, which I have. Like, I have all of them except for one. And I was like, dang, those look really cool. I want to go get one. And at the same, right underneath of that, it says Batman TMNT starts off like, I don't know, starts off of like everyone saying it's really good. I'm like, okay, do we have a comic book store in Manhattan? And we had one at the time. It's no longer here. So on my lunch break, I went over there and I bought 2 Mighty Morphin Power Rangers issue 0 and then 1 a Batman TMNT issue 2 because at the time issue 2 had just came out. So I came back to work and as soon as I got back to work, I ordered issue 1 online. So I had that coming the very same day. So the reason why, like, I don't know if people know, like, the reason why I like Power Rangers so much is because I was 5 years old when the original series came out. Like, I remember watching the very first episode when I was 5, and I watched the entire first and second season, and it was amazing. And then the 1995 movie came out, and it was amazing. And it's just, I was in the perfect age to like Power Rangers. And so when I saw the Power Rangers comic books coming out, I was like, dang, this is right up my alley. And then TMNT, I liked right before Power Rangers too. So those are kind of the big reasons why I got into comic books.
Nice, yeah, and you know, that was actually one of the stories that my son liked to read, was the TMNT Batman. Anytime those came out, my LCS always saving them for me for my son.
The volume 3 is definitely the best, but volume 1's pretty darn good.
Yeah, actually, I have volumes 2 and 3. I don't have actually volume 1. He was a little young then for that.
Gotcha.
So, what's your favorite comic in your collection? If you had to pick one,
I got it right here. If I had to pick one, it's not. I have 3 here, but I'm going to show off one. If I had to pick one, I'll show all 3. But if I had to pick one, it would definitely be issue 0, the 1 of 50 Green Ranger cover, because the Green Ranger was always my favorite. I have a photo of me and him right there. I met him at a con, got some signatures, but this would be my favorite one for sure, even though it's not worth.
I like that guy.
Oh, dude, you got to love the Green Ranger and Jason.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Love this book. This is probably my favorite one if I had to pick just one, even though, like I said, it's not the most expensive. Claim Berk's favorites. And then the other 2 would probably be, I'm a big DC fan. I like Marvel, but I like DC a little bit more. I got the Brandon 54 First Teen Titans and a 4.0. Wally West right there as Kid Flash. He's the best.
That's a great book, man.
And then the other one I just got this past year, Amazing 129.
Still don't have that.
This is the best 3.0 I've ever seen in my entire life. It should have been a 4.0 in my opinion. But what are you going to do? So those are my 3 favorites for sure.
That's definitely a book I want to eventually get into my collection, because my cohort Everett's had like 10 of them since I've known him.
Jeez.
For a while, every time our LCS would get one, he'd go in there and buy it before I had even a chance to look at it.
Oh man, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Do you have any what do you have any books that you read, like anything quirky, whether it be like an indie book or something like that you're into collecting or that you read?
I've really been liking Firepower. I don't know if anyone has ever read that book or not, by Robert Kirkman and Chris Samney's the artist. It's really, really good. We're like 7 issues through, but there is a prequel OGN that is amazing. And that's definitely my favorite indie read right now, outside of Power Rangers, of course. I definitely recommend Firepower.
That's a good question there, Jose. You have to ask Mr. Otto why he didn't sell me one of his extras. He knew it. Here comes the bus.
Here comes the bus. What up? Oh yeah,
Firepower, huh?
Firepower for sure. If I had to pick an older one, definitely God Country by Donny Cates. That story is amazing. If you guys have never read God Country, do yourself a favor and get the trade. It's only 6 issues long, and it's so good for sure. So, but Mighty Morphin, as we're talking about indies. Oh, sorry.
Just highlighting some stuff here.
As we're talking about indies, I do have my own variant for Mighty Morphin number 4, and I can screen share the cover if you guys want to see it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's for issue number 4 that comes out this Wednesday, featuring the Let's see, can we do this? Oh, we got it. It says you got to click on it, I think. There we go. This is for issue number 4 that comes out this week. It is the reveal of the new Green Power Ranger. And this one is by me, the 616comics.com, and Joel'sRCollectibles.com. We have one with my logo on the back, though there was an editorial error, so my name does not appear with their names of the artist's name. But my logo is on the back, and I got about 10 to 15 copies left that I'm personally selling. So if you want one, hit me up on Instagram, and we can definitely get you one because this is a cute book.
Were these are pre-sale only?
No, I mean, I'm not going to actually get them in person until next week. But I mean, as soon as I get them, obviously I'll sell them until I sell out for sure.
Yeah,
so,
okay. That's the only way they can get one is by hitting you up?
They can also get them on Joel'sRCollectibles.com or the 616comics.com. Those other 2 places you can get them, or you can help support me because I bought a certain amount that I need to sell.
Oh, so I gotcha.
So if you want to help support me, hit me up on Instagram, and I can definitely sell you one there. It's $25.
All right, so there you go. He answered it. Hit him up on Instagram, and when he runs out, then you can go to one of these other places and buy him. So, and if you don't follow him on Instagram, in the description of this video is his link to his Instagram. So make sure you go follow him.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely. You collect anything else besides comics?
So,
actively, I guess.
I wouldn't say actively, but I have some K-State stuff. Like you got your national champions, Michigan stuff right there. I got a few things that I grabbed right here that I wanted to show off. Everyone knows I'm from Kansas. Say go Cats, big K-State fan. Well, I have this signed rookie card of one of my favorite K-State players of all time. I know you guys have heard of him, Jordy Nelson.
Look at that, huh?
He was an All-American here at K-State. He grew up 15, 20 minutes from where I live, walked on at K-State, obviously won a Super Bowl with the Packers. And then the other thing that I really love that I have is I'm sure you guys remember this name. He didn't do anything in the NFL, but he did stuff at K-State. He was a Heisman finalist. Colin Klein, who was on the cover of Sports Illustrated, got a signature from him. He finished second in Heisman voting, second or third, one of the two behind Johnny Manziel. So I have the K-State stuff for sure. So
there you go. And the my niece, when she was younger, excuse me, had joined the military, and she was stationed in Kansas. Excuse me. She met her husband there, and they ended up actually getting married before they got deployed. And so my father and a bunch of my family went there. My dad came back with all sorts of K-State swag. I'm like, what, did you go visit to college? You know, he had a hat that he's
Fort Riley then, right? He was in Fort Riley then, because that's right near K-State. Yeah. It's literally right here. That's an Army base. So
yeah, that's what it was. It was an Army base, and they were there stationed for a while before they got shipped overseas. And yeah, he came back with K-State T-shirt, hats. I'm like, what did you guys go to a game or something while you were there?
I mean, they have a thing called Army Day at K-State where they invite a whole bunch of military personnel, give them like free tickets and whatnot for the game. So yeah, they're pretty big into it for sure.
Yeah, I mean I figured that area of the world is big into family, big into college football, you know.
Oh,
we have a super chat.
Yes,
Remy Q Studios, $3 super chat. # Team No Sleeves.
That is one of my sayings on my channels. # Team No Sleeves.
All right, well, Remy, thanks for joining us. I don't recognize the name. I hope that you're going to subscribe to our channel, and let's give Remy a super chat.
Remy Q Studios is a good dude. His name is Jeremy. He's a channel member of mine, and yeah, he's a really, really good dude. Remy Q Studios. He just hit 250 subscribers too, so subscribe to him too.
Good stuff. Well, I appreciate the super chat, brother. Thanks for watching. So I don't know if you just showed them or not. My next question was going to be, do you have something, like we all have stuff that we collect but when we have our channels and our YouTube channels and our Instagram channels, we try to stay relevant to today's collecting and all that kind of stuff. So do you have anything that it's in your collection? You might have just showed it that isn't relevant to what we collect in today's, or something that you can't normally show on your channel because it's not really relevant?
I mean, I showed off a few things, but I'm going to move the camera here really quick to all my other K-State sports stuff, which is right over here. I have an entire bookshelf with just a whole bunch of K-State stuff, signed football, Bill Snyder.
Hold on a second. I got to hit this just because I haven't yet, and I don't know if you're familiar with this, but I'll explain it to you. Highlight this guy, man. So that was the sound from a clip that Sith from Spine Takes made of me when I went on a show, and I shouldn't have, and I'd been drinking with Otto all day.
Oh, I got you.
And I kept yelling at him every time someone would go to show something, it wouldn't highlight him. So I started yelling at him, and he made me a meme. So
I love it. Yeah, I have a whole bunch of K-State stuff over there.
The footballs, yeah, those all autographed.
Footballs, oh yeah, a whole bunch of them are signed. I got some more sports cards. I got Darren Sproles, Michael Beasley, Terrence Newman, Josh Freeman. I'm sure I've heard of all those names before, and a whole bunch of just K-State statues and whatnot. And then I got my Power Rangers Lightning Collection figures, which are I have the entire team, obviously, just these action figures that are just obviously as a Power Rangers fan, I got to have them all. So yeah, that's the other stuff that I collect that I wouldn't normally.
What's that 9.8 right over your left shoulder there, bro? Is that a Transformers or is that a Power Rangers? No, your other left.
Oh, that's one?
Yeah.
Sorry. This is Power Rangers Dragon number 1.
Clayton Crane, and he got the rainbow signature.
Oh yeah.
Beautiful, dude. He did one of those, where you didn't have to wait in line, with CGC at Terrificon. And I ended up getting, 2 or 3 books back, all 9.8s. And I didn't realize that the rainbow signature was an option until after.
Oh, no.
I was like, that would have been awesome.
Oh, man. Yeah, it's Draken with his black dragon Zord. You wouldn't know what it is unless you read the Power Rangers stuff. So it's purple cover. Love me some purple, obviously.
Yeah. The one the 9 I got, it was the Brave and the Bold 28 cover swipe that he did for Justice League. I got that. The Virgin one came back at 9.8, so I was pretty happy about that.
Dude, that is nice. Oh, another super chat. Nice.
Yeah. DJ Links, Remy Q is the best ever. I don't know if that's sarcasm or if they're buddies.
They're buddies. They're buddies. They're both channel members of mine. He's from Brooklyn, so I don't know if you know who he is, but he's from Brooklyn, and he's a really good dude for sure.
DJ Links is.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's give him might as well give him a super chat. Appreciate you, DJ Links. Appreciate you stopping by, even if it is only to see Berk. But I hope you're gonna subscribe and follow us, and because we're always putting out good content as well. Favorite superhero, DC and Marvel. I want one from each.
All right. Wally West, no doubt about it for DC. He's the best Flash, though I like Barry Allen too. Wally West would probably be my favorite. I'm here to see that nice.
Thanks. I appreciate you, brother.
Dude, I remember your CGC unboxing. What was it, like 2 weeks ago? Oh my god, I felt so bad. Yeah. You were not happy with that one at all.
No, it's been a couple.
Marvel, man, that is a tough one. Probably Venom, though I really like Miles Morales as well. I got an Ultimate Fallout 4 over there. Nice. So
nice. Another book I don't own.
So
favorite villain, DC Marvel.
Oh man, I mean you gotta go with the Joker, right? You gotta go.
Yeah, but isn't that one just as easy as saying Batman?
Yeah, sure. That is true. Oh man, that is tough. I really like Reverse Flash, the way he messes with Barry Allen, Wally West's mind. I think he's a really good villain. He's great on the Flash TV show. So I'd probably go Reverse Flash after Joker. Marvel, oh man, I don't know. Noel is pretty fun. I like him. Carnage is fun too. I'd probably go those two for sure.
Yeah, that's funny. You hit me. Carnage is mine. Carnage and Deathstroke.
Oh, that's considered a villain?
I think so.
He's an anti-hero.
Yeah, well, he spends more time killing heroes than anything.
Yeah. I appreciate that. Who that?
No, who that is not a newsstand. And one of those moments on that same night with the highlight that guy, I was going through some books and who that's like, is that a newsstand? I'm like, yeah. And everybody starts laughing. Like, he didn't even look. And then, of course, it said, direct right on the freaking thing. So everybody caught me out on that.
Oh, it happens. That's awesome. Nice.
All right.
Me too. I'm trying to get that too. 12-cent comics. I used to have one, but I want a 9.6 or 9.8 in that book because Nightwing.
Oh, first Nightwing.
Nightwing is top 3 or 4 for me. It'd probably be Batman, Wally West, Nightwing, and then Barry Allen would be 4th on my favorite DC heroes, and then Shazam after that.
Yeah, I'm a big Superman guy. Grow up, I just played that Superman #2 over and over and over as often as I could play it.
Oh yeah, Superman's good too. I really like that Adventures of Lois and Clark show for the 90s.
Yeah.
Dean Cain.
Yeah, Dean Cain, yeah.
That was actually a really fun show as a kid, because it's lighthearted and I like
that's right. And they got the new one coming out on WB. It looks going to be good. It's got the Superman and the Lois from the crossover.
Yeah,
so from Supergirl.
Yeah, and I like Smallville too. When I got a little bit older, that was a nice show to watch when you're like teenager or so.
Well, of course, everybody loves Harley, but I mean, we asked for favorite. You don't like Harley?
I do not like Harley Quinn at
really,
all, dude.
Wow.
Annoying though. Margot Robbie, I like her, but no, I don't like Harley Quinn like at all.
Did you ever have a chance to watch her animated series on Disney Plus?
No,
the DC.
No, I did not.
It is hysterical, dude. It is. Oh, it's just so funny. The girl Kuko from Big Bang Theory. She does the voice of Harley.
Oh, yeah.
And just the characters. Clayface is like this he's like an overactor, and he's always trying to act like he's in the opera or something. And it's very funny. It's brutal. Like people are getting their heads cut off, so it's definitely not geared towards kids. But the humor in this is absolutely hysterical. Everett and I have talked about it before. I got him to watch. I was like, dude, you got to watch this. And, you're hooked after that because it's hysterical.
Dude, I really liked the Batman animated series when I was younger. Like, I loved Scarecrow in that TV show.
Yeah.
What up?
Man, yeah, don't worry about being late. Just bring the hip-hop, bro. Yeah.
Are you from Michigan then?
No. I live in Connecticut. I grew up in Connecticut. Just when I was younger, man, I had I was always watching sports if I wasn't watching cartoons or outside, right? And when I got to a group of friends that I was hanging out who were watching college football and got me into it, and they're like, well, you got to pick a team. And, when you had the X-Men animated series was what I grew up watching on TV Saturday mornings. Like Erod and I would say, you sit there, you get your bowl of cereal, you sit down in front of TV, and I'm watching X-Men. I'm like, all right, I'll root for the Wolverines.
Okay.
And, I was, 8, 9 years old or whatever, and it just kind of grew from there. I became a huge fan. My son, I don't think he has a piece of clothing that doesn't have the Michigan logo on it.
Wow. So do you think they should fire Harbaugh?
I don't. You know what? I think people... What is Michigan? I mean, if you think back, like other than the last championship that's on that banner back there, what Harbaugh has turned them into is what they've been. They have a hard time being Ohio State. They don't win national championships. They don't, whether it was the old style or the playoff system. They're just a cut below Ohio State in the Big Ten, and I think that's where they finish every year. So, who's going to do better than him? Who are you going to bring in that's going to do better than him? I mean, because before him, they were worse. They had losing records. So,
yeah.
As much as I want to say they are, they're one of the best teams in the Big Ten. When it comes to basketball, I'll stand on top of the mountain and tell you that they are the best basketball team in the Big Ten. But when it comes to football, they're just, for whatever reason, the players they get have Ohio State will have a guy that'll jump just a half-inch extra higher and catch it one-handed, where the guy from Michigan will just miss it. That's the kind of players they get. They just don't have that little extra oomph to get them past those big games.
I remember we played Michigan in a bowl game. It was just like I don't even know what it was. It was Cheetos Bowl or something. Yeah. You guys, and K-State won, but I mean, we had Tyler Lockett at the time, and I think after that game, Michigan fired. What was that guy's name? He was from like San Diego State or something. But,
I'm not the guy from West Virginia.
No, it was after Rich Rod. It was whoever was followed him, whatever that guy's name was. It was a big dude.
Oh yeah, he was another Michigan guy. They call him.
Yes. Yeah.
Guy Force, man, you're all right, man. Better late than never. Just go back and watch the rewind because you missed some good stuff in the first half of the show. All right.
There you go. Yeah,
guys. If you guys aren't following Pressable Deffects, you make sure you get over there and follow them.
And he's got a discount code for Mutant Beaver, doesn't he?
Yes, 10% discount. I think it's. I think you just put in Pressable Deffects. I think that's Guy. You're in here. Put in the chat. What's your 10% off of Mutant Beaver?
I just ordered from them for the first time like 2 weeks ago, so I got a 10% off code, but I don't want to talk about that.
So this is the first time I ever rooted, being from Connecticut and being a huge Giants fan. I don't hate Patriots. People are like, you hate the Patriots. No, I just hate Bill Belichick. And to watch Tom Brady win one without him was priceless. There you go. Defects 10.
There you go. I will use it every time from now on whenever I go to Mutant Beaver, which they have a lot of Clayton Crane covers, and they usually don't run out as quickly as like KRS or Black Flag or Eastside Comics. So. Yeah.
I've bought a couple books from them myself. Yeah, I never knew who they were until, with the Pressable Deffects, and I think someone else had brought them up on a live stream. I know they bought some books at the last Very Gary auction.
Oh yeah, they did. I was watching that. That's right. You guys were talking about that coupon code then too, I believe. So.
Yeah. So it's good stuff. Hey, if you can get 10% off anything, bro, I'll take it. Right.
Especially if you're getting like a slab, like $100 slab. That's $10, man. That's
sure
pretty big for sure.
Sure. That was a couple of weeks ago. The guys from Shortbox gave us a code for $15 off a book. I mean, you buy a slab on there for $120 and you get $15 off. I'll take it.
For sure.
I was not born in. That's what we just said. I was not born in Michigan. Born and raised in Connecticut. My parents got married in Canada, and they had 4 kids in Canada. I'm the youngest of 7. So I have 3 older brothers and older sister who are all Canadian citizens. The brothers have all been naturalized and became American citizens, so they had dual citizenship. But, French is the first language I learned as a kid. I actually had trouble in school when I first started because they basically told my parents they needed to start speaking only English to me or I was going to struggle for. So it just, and the name Kranky Canadian came from work and construction because it's kind of like a big guy you call tiny, because it's quite the opposite. When you're with me, I'm the complete opposite of being cranky. So I would show up on the job site and, in the morning whistling with just having some coffee and breaking everybody's stones. And, here comes the Kranky Canadian, so it was kind of like an opposite nickname that I got, and it stuck. It stuck for a while, and then we were thinking about a name for this. I'm like, what about that? And Everett was like, it's perfect.
What kind of construction did you do? Because I did.
I'm an electrician by trade.
Oh, okay. All right. That's awesome, man.
So now I'm a project manager for a very large company here in Connecticut, TNT Electric. So
how far away are you from Very Gary, man? Aren't you guys pretty close?
About an hour away.
Okay.
Connecticut's small. I mean, I live right in the center of Connecticut, so every border is anywhere from an hour and a half or so away, and Gary's not too far over the border. So
that's crazy. It's from my house. It's 2 hours to Kansas City one way. The other way to Colorado, it's 7 hours.
Really? Yeah, I'm like right in the middle. It's like an hour and 45 minutes if I go to Manhattan or if I go to Boston.
So speaking of Manhattan, I actually live in Manhattan, Kansas. Our nickname is the Little Apple, obviously.
Oh, yeah?
We're 50,000 compared to what is like 17 million or something like that.
Is it a big city?
I've never been to New York in my entire life.
I'm talking about your Manhattan. Is it a big city?
50,000 people. With the college students with K-State, it's 70 to 75. So it's a decent size for Kansas. It's like number 7 or number 8, which is 50,000 is not very much, but it is for Kansas for sure. So
yeah. So you've never been to the city, huh?
I mean, I've been in Kansas City, but I've never
New York City.
Never been to New York City. Never been to LA. Been to Florida many, many times, and I've been to Oregon, and but I've never been to New York.
Yes, I am French Canadian from descent. If you type it in, I see this guy typed it in. It would take me a little bit to decipher what the hell you said here. I'm more of I spoke it and didn't learn to read or write it. So yeah, I love the city. I love New York City. I would go to New York City 10 times before going to Boston once. If I could live there, I would. That's how, I really enjoy going there. My daughter's the same way. My daughter's in college right now, and she went to a school of performing arts, and like we're in heaven when we go there. My son and my wife, they can't wait to get out.
I wouldn't like it as a Kansan, but it would be really fun to go, especially if when this all calms down, to be able to go there for New Year's Eve. That would be a lot of fun.
Yeah. It's crazy though. It's one of those things that if you're going to do it, you're going to try and get a hotel in Times Square, or else you're just going to be standing there. You can't leave to go pee, you can't do nothing. So
oh shit,
it doesn't sound like fun. But when last time we went, right before the pandemic hit everything, I actually got a room in Times Square overlooking Times Square. If it was New Year's, we would have seen the ball, and we went as a family. We went and saw Hamilton on Broadway and stuff. So just absolutely love it there. But some people will say I love the visit, but I couldn't live there. I guess if I live there, I might not like it so much. Who knows?
I'll tell you what, man. I know it's pretty expensive to live there. I don't know what it is per square foot or whatever, but I know someone that lives in New York, and he told me that his rent is for one bedroom is $1,600 or $1,800, and that's more.
Cheap. That's cheap.
Yeah, and that's that's $400 to $600 more than my mortgage for a 3-bedroom in Kansas. So that's crazy.
All right, Gene, appreciate that, man. I'm glad you subbed up to our channel too.
Dude, look at that Space Ghost. That's nice.
And I tell you, make sure you're subbing up to 3 Men in the Basement, because if you go to Roger Levesque, I don't put any content on there. You'll be quite disappointed.
Oh shoot.
What's an underrated comic book we should be buying right now?
Venom number 9. First full appearance of Dylan Brock, who I have it in a 9/8. It's in a box over there, but I was just A-okay'd 2 of them last week when I got a box this big full of Venom books from one of our followers, Never Stop Collecting, who the other 2 got theirs this past Friday, and they opened up their books. Dave with his Spider-Man, but he gave me all Venom, 2 Dylan Brocks, a couple of 26s, a 27. I'm going to tell you, man, I just kept pulling them out. I couldn't believe it. He caught us off guard with the generosity. That is amazing, dude. That is amazing. As far as DC, Hella Risen number 3, because Punchline is coming soon to HBO Max. So
yeah, or Batman. What is it? Is it 92?
What would you say to that question?
I'd go out and buy your New Mutants 87 right now.
Okay, all right.
First Cables, because they're at the lowest they've been in a while, and he's coming. He's going to be back. He's going to have a bigger role. My opinion. I think that would be the one. That would be the one. Other than that, same that you said, the Dylan Brocks, some of those Venom keys.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not much of a speculator, so.
I got you. Batman 635 would be another one. First, Jason Todd as Red Hood.
Yeah.
We're getting that in season 3 of Titans.
Oh, I cannot wait. I cannot freaking wait. It's my favorite shows of all time. They do such a great job. And when they announced that Red Hood was coming, I don't know, the guy, the character itself, he's a lot bigger of a douche than I would have liked.
Right.
But I'm anxious to see Red Hood.
I wanted the actor to be a little bit bigger, bulkier.
Yeah.
But
he's like a little kid,
Yeah, but it's a great show. Season 2 was my favorite of the first 2 seasons for sure.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
What up, Jonathan Michael? All my guys are coming in here now. Jonathan Michael, Adrian Pandawesome 316, Southern Comic Geek. We got lots of good people up in here. What up?
All right. All Strands is in the house. We got Connecticut Comics. What is going on, brother? He's going to be dropping a video this Saturday that he had. He had a guy follow him around during our comic crawl, and they made a video of the comic crawl and all the festivities of that day. So between me, my video, Everett's, and Connecticut Comics, it would be like you were actually there.
That's amazing.
That's the other cool thing about being over here on the East Coast, where we're kind of all close together. When we do these comic crawls, people are able to drive an hour and be part of it, you know. And we've had 3 of them so far, and I think other than me, Everett, and Uncle Frank, everybody else was always just different. It was like a different group of people, you know.
We don't have a single comic book shop in my town. I work in Topeka, which is an hour away, capital of Kansas, and there's 4 comic book shops, but that's it. Like, I have to drive an hour to the closest comic book shop. It's insane.
What are your thoughts on a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle adventures going up in price and getting out of range?
Well, I'm glad I have one. I have a newsstand edition at CGC right now, getting signed by Kevin Eastman. I don't know if it. I think it'll go back down. I honestly think all TMNT books will go back down, similar to what we saw with New Mutants 98. I don't know how low it's going to get, but I definitely would say get one now raw and then send it to CGC as soon as possible.
I think when we go back to talking about sleeper books, I think anything from the 90s, now's the time to pick it up. G.I. Joe, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Transformers, Thundercats, all those Mask. I think you still get those at reasonable prices right now, raw. Try to submit them. I know that Transformers is already kind of slabbed, is already kind of out of reach. At least it is to me. But I just sent the raw one out to get pressed and clean and submitted. So I think those are some good books to jump on right now, especially G.I. Joe.
So yeah, I mean, like a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago, I bought my Raphael #1 for $45. Crazy. Signed and graded by Eastman and then CGC, and now that book, just like I don't know, like a year ago, was like $200-$300, and now it's like $1,500. So
yeah,
definitely make sure you try to get you as many TMNT keys as possible before they go up any more.
Yeah, because it doesn't take long. Once something happens or something catches, man, all of a sudden that book's out of their price range like that.
And people are seeing how popular TMNT is right now. Like, wait until another movie comes out.
Yeah,
it's gonna go even higher for sure. TMNT Avengers #1, newsstand 98 go for I saw one go for $6,000.
Crazy.
TMNT
well, it's just like this book. Like, why is this book a $6,000 book right now? Nothing new has come out. But over the last 3 or 4 months, the thing's exploded.
It really has. That's insane. I don't even know. I can't answer that. I don't know.
If I wasn't so attached to it,
that's a car.
Yeah.
Look right there is a car.
Yeah, I got 2 teenagers who both want to share one car eventually. Yeah, it wouldn't hurt to have another, I guess.
Anniversary trip somewhere right there.
Yeah.
For sure.
Just don't tell my wife that,
I feel you there, man. I feel you there.
It's one of those comments. I don't remember who said it, but they said my biggest fear is that when I die, my wife sells my comics for what I told her I paid for them.
That is really good. That is. I don't know who said that, but that is amazing. Of course, you have 2 copies of that. Who that? You got like 1,000 copies of every TMNT book ever created. So.
At this point, my opinion is you don't know what the hell's going to blow up. So if you can get a #1 or a first appearance of anything, get it.
For sure.
I mean, last year in our auctions, I gave away 5 copies of ASM's Annual 16. Like, they were throw-ins with first appearances for first Monica Rambeau. I had, this is my first appearance lot, and the first one was like a throwaway. Yeah, first Monica Rambeau. Now they're going for $500.
Have you seen that show?
I have, yes. WandaVision, yes.
I just watched all 5 episodes for the first time yesterday or the day before, and I was impressed. The first episode or 2, I'm like, what? I'm like, what am I watching? But then it's making sense.
the first two, and it's probably why they dropped two on the same night, is because they knew that first one, everybody's going to be like, some people would never watch another one.
Yeah.
But the last two have been going crazy. What is up, King of the Golden State? James knows.
What's up, man? How you doing?
All right, so what is your favorite movie? Switching from comic books, unless it is a comic book movie. But...
Oh, man. That is a tough question. My favorite movie? It would probably be Batman: The Dark Knight. If I had to pick just one movie. The Wolf of Wall Street is a really good movie, too. I like both of those for sure. And then if we're talking comic book movies, TMNT #1, Into the Spider-Verse.
That was a good one.
But if I had to pick one, just probably Batman: The Dark Knight. What about you?
Definitely Superman 2. He said, as a kid, I watched that over and over and over. Like Superman 1 was a good movie, but it was always so slow, as a kid. Superman 2 and, Kneel Before Zod. And it's just, just a great, great movie, And, like most old people, you tend to stick to what you liked when you were younger. And, some of the new stuff, you're like, this is garbage. Not really pertaining to movies, but like the next question, what's your favorite band to listen to? What kind of music is your wheelhouse if you're hanging out?
Oh man,
don't say Nickelback. Please do not say Nickelback.
No. I like it all, man. I like rock music to listen to. I would probably listen to country, obviously, since I'm from Kansas. But yeah.
When I'm at work, it's definitely 90s hip hop in the background.
Okay.
Especially if I can, there's a lot of great instrumental, albums that I could play, so the beat will be in the background giving me some back noise. But it's definitely depending on the mood thing. If I'm in a terrible mood, man, I put my Slipknot or my Rage Against the Machine on, and
sure.
If I'm hanging out with pops, then it's soul country western and kind of grew up with it all, being the youngest of 7,
I like it all, man. I listen to the radio every day. I just like it all, honestly. Favorite Power Rangers team, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Favorite, why is it Power Rangers my favorite movie? Because the Green Ranger wasn't in it. Tommy was already the White Ranger.
There you go.
CGI is pretty bad. CGI is really bad. But.
All right, so you go on Steve's Instagram, you go on his YouTube channel, you look at all the stuff. Everybody knows you like Power Rangers, know you like Batman, and you collect comics and that kind of thing. So what is something that nobody would know about you just by looking at your social media?
I like to gamble. I like to gamble. I like to go to the casino. I like to play poker a lot.
You have casinos around you?
There are casinos around us, mostly in Topeka or Kansas City. So, yeah. I would probably say, what's that?
Big poker guy, huh?
I love poker, man. I love to play poker. In college, me and my friends would play 2 poker games every single weekend. Now, at the time, we were poor as all get out, so we would, it was like a $5, $10 a game or whatever. And so I did not bet on the Chiefs, though I would have. I would have bet a lot on the Chiefs. Turns out missing 4 offensive linemen is a pretty big deal against the best D-line in the NFL. Who knew? So I would say, I don't know if that many people know. I like to gamble.
No, I wouldn't have known that for sure.
It's actually for sure.
You'd like that. You'd like to live around here, then. And we got within an hour drive 3 casinos.
Wow.
3 casinos, yeah. And you got the 2 that are in the Indian Reservation, Mohegan Sun and Foxwoods. Mohegan is where Terrificon is. That's why you should plan on making a trip, man. You want to go to a con? It's nothing better than a con inside of a casino.
That's sweet.
Yeah, and it's not just like when people understand when I say casino, because sometimes you go to a casino, that's basically all you have is a casino. Mohegan Sun is 3 different casinos, and in the center of all 3 of them is a mall with just all sorts of restaurants, 2-3 hotels. So it's like a resort. So you're at the con at night, all the artists and all that are walking around, they're gambling, they're sitting at the same bars as you. And on top of that, if you're walking around and you're like, I'm hungry, you're not stuck eating the the stuff in the Friolator in the arena. You get to leave and you go sit down, have lunch, and then go back into the con. So definitely a great destination if you ever. I know we got a lot of the guys from Spine Ticks are talking about taking a road trip, flying in for, as soon as cons are allowed again.
NYCC, that would be pretty cool to go to.
I've never been there, and to be honest with you, I think as for what I enjoy cons for, I don't think I would enjoy it. Okay. For a couple of reasons. It's just too many people. So, to see a couple things, you're in line forever. And I really enjoy going to cons to, get great deals on books. I don't really care too much about the cosplay. So the greatest thing about Terrificon is you get some cosplay, but their artist alley is gigantic. Gigantic. You want to have a sketch made or a remark or something like that. There are just hundreds of artists to choose from big name guys who you're waiting in line just for a signature to people that do a couple covers here and there. You can get great cover art. I mean, if you ever watch some of our shows, Dave in the Cave has had a bunch done from artists, just beautiful artwork, on blank variants and stuff. So to be able to walk around and talk to these people and have elbow room I really enjoyed Terrificon for that. I'm sure someday I'll go to NYC just to experience it, but
I feel like NYCC might be like closer to like San Diego Con. Like I know San Diego Con's more about TV and whatnot, but I feel like the amount of people there were probably pretty similar.
We'll be waiting for you, Amy.
We have one in Kansas City called Planet Comic Con, and it's pretty cool. Like they have a ton of really awesome people. There's Chris Claremont came, Brian Azzarello, Tom King before everyone disliked him. Scott Snyder's came. Jason David Frank, the Green Ranger. Jason Momoa was there. There's been a lot of really cool people there. So that's one I like to go to because there's a ton of vendors as well, but there's also a lot of really cool people.
Mike hit it right. Mitch is the guy who runs Terrificon, and he prides himself in not bringing in the old artists, but the new artists as well. And they really do a great job. And it's the place is huge. We stay there from Friday until Sunday. I usually go with my family. Otto's with his family, and then we meet up with people throughout the day. And the at the casino, Mohegan Sun, every floor when you come out of the elevator has what looks like a living room. There's a couch and 2 end chairs and a coffee table, people hanging out, whatever. So, like at dinner time, we'll take that over and we'll get pizzas from Pepe's Pizza and for the family. But at the end of the day, we set up there and we do a live show. So when Evan first said, I'm just going to do it. He goes, "What?" He goes, there's more cameras in a casino than there is at a bank. If I start setting up lights, they're going to tell me right away if we can't, right? So he set up. Nobody said a word. The Wi-Fi was wonderful. And off we go doing these live broadcasts. And one of the funniest stories, I don't know, if people have heard it, just pacify me and listen again. We're set up, and as people are coming off the elevator, Otto and his exuberance when he talks about stuff, he's all excited. He's like, "Hey, did you go to the con today? Did you have a good time?" He's shooting out to people, and this group of girls are there for us, a bachelorette party, and they come out from their room and they're looking at us like, "What are these geeks doing?" And they're like, "Hey, you guys want to come on live?" And they almost got the bride to come on, and some guy was saying he had to do a podcast, and we were like, "Come on, plug it, tell people what it is." So this guy comes off the elevator. Everett's like, "Hey, pal, did you go to the con today?" He's like, "Yeah, I might have spent some time here." He goes, "Hey, you want to come on and tell us about it?" Very Gary. And I don't remember. Someone else looks at each other, looks at me, and goes, "That's Tom King, dude." Tom King sits down in the chair and starts to talk to us.
He's actually like, got to talk to.
He's like, "My room's right there. I got Clayman and his wife downstairs waiting to go to dinner. I came up to get Advil, but you know what? Screw it. I'm going to sit down with you guys and talk comics."
That's
just really cool. And it's that the time and Everett will always be the first one to shake his head just because he's so excited that Tom King's there, and he asks him, "Who was your favorite artist growing up?" And he's like, my favorite artist. He goes, well, since I can't draw so good, I'm and just like right away, I returned red, and it turned into this big joke. The next day, he got a sketch from him, and it's literally like stick figures, and
Yeah, I've seen it.
the one that says science, and he's laughing as he's doing it. But he's sat there for 10 minutes talking to us, talked about how he was going to be working on Batman and Catwoman when he was stopping his run with Batman before that happened. We're like, oh, look at this longtime friend of the show, Tom King, is giving us breaking news. And, before he left, he goes, this has been great. You guys watching? Don't just watch me, and fucking subscribe, and he gets up and
That's amazing.
Yeah, that's what you do, man. One of the other times we were sitting there eating pizza, and of course, I'm not going to remember his name, but he was the main character from Bronx Tale. I don't know if you've ever seen that movie, A Bronx Tale. So there's a famous scene in A Bronx Tale, and this guy who plays the lead mobster wrote the story, acted in the story, and it was about his life in the Bronx, and he's a gangster, and his bike club comes in, and they start making a mess, and he's like, you guys, I want you guys to leave, and they're like, we're just gonna have a drink. Then they start trouble. So he goes over, locks the door, and says, now you can't leave, and everybody comes from the back, and they just beat the crap out of this biker gang.
Nice.
So that's the line, now you can't leave. Well, Everett's wife is a huge fan of this movie, and she loves this guy. If anybody in the chat, Chaz Palmatieri, thank you. So she's a huge fan of this guy, and we've talked about the movie. So we're sitting there eating pizza, and Chaz Palmatieri comes walking out of the elevator right by us. Hey, what are you guys giving out free pizza? We're like, yeah, for you. Come on down. And like, she's in awe, doesn't say anything. He goes to his room with his handler. Worrying, I was like, I can't believe you didn't say anything to him. She's like, I got nervous. He comes back out like he's going to go gamble or whatever, or do whatever, go to dinner or whatever, and he's all dressed up in a suit. And she's like, hey, now you gotta leave. And he stops and he turns around and he goes, now you can't leave. So she screwed up the line. and he stopped and turned around and corrected her. We laughed so hard, like, you had one chance and you screwed up the line.
No.
If you've never seen it, I highly, highly recommend you see it. It's called Bronx Tale.
Okay.
What do you call it? The guy from Taxi Driver. He's the father in the movie, but great movie. Awesome. That's what you get. Terrific. You get great stories like this because you have these people walking around you.
That is an amazing story, dude. I love that. Wow.
All right. So next on the agenda is rapid fire with the Kranky Canadian.
All right.
So I ask you to, say the first thing that comes to your head. But if you want to, elaborate, that's okay too.
Okay.
All right. So first one, Starbucks or Dunkin'?
Dunkin'.
McDonald's or Wendy's?
McDonald's.
Vanilla or chocolate?
Chocolate.
Batman or Superman?
Batman.
Spider-Man or Venom?
I don't see it on my YouTube channel, so Venom.
Big city or country?
Country.
Are you a morning or a night person?
Night.
Dog or cat?
Cats.
Go
Cats.
The cats? Yeah. If you could have dinner with 3 people, dead or alive, real or fictional?
Oh my gosh. 3 people. All right. Jason David Frank, the Green Ranger. Wally West and Patrick Mahomes.
There you go. Those are pretty good. I love it. When you were 10, what did you want to be when you grew up?
I wanted to be a chiropractor.
Really?
Because I thought they made a lot of money, and I don't know.
That's a good driving force. Money.
Yeah.
If you could be any animal, what would it be?
Cheetah. This is a cat, and they run fast. I've always been slow.
Name one thing on your bucket list.
Oh man, probably probably to like drive like a NASCAR. Drive something that fast would be pretty sweet.
Yeah, pretty powerful. I got to do the ride-along version.
Oh, was it awesome?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
What's the name of that movie with Morgan Freeman in it? Where they're doing all the stuff on their bucket list or whatever.
No, it's like 3 old men or something like that, right? It's him. Yeah, it's 3 old actors.
Yeah. That's a good movie.
Mine would probably be to attend the Super Bowl.
That would be cool too. It would have been cool to go last year.
Yeah. Well, Kansas City isn't done, I don't think.
Oh, no, they're not for sure.
What would be your last meal?
My last meal would be a steak, probably like a 6-ounce because I want to be hungry for everything else. 6-ounce steak, cheesy hash brown casserole, followed by the chocolate molten cake dessert from Chili's.
Nice. Very specific. There you go. So it's actually called the bucket list.
There you go. That's a good movie.
All right. A cartoon from your childhood that you wish they would make into a live action movie.
Oh man, because the one that I liked the most, they did. Oh, I think it's called. Hold on, I think it's called. It was a cartoon with those cats where they were like janitors or whatever, and they worked on things and they had that airplane that flew, and they were like superheroes because everyone was a cat in this world. I don't know the name of it. I think it's Top Cats though. I want to say it's Top Cats.
Top Cats definitely didn't have. Is this it?
What is it?
Cops? COPS?
No.
This is mine for sure.
Undercats? I could see that. Okay, it wasn't Top Cats. It was. I don't know the name of it.
I don't know. I wish you could help me. I don't know what you're talking about.
SWAT Cats.
SWAT Cats. There you go.
Panda. Dude, this guy is coming to my rescue.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the other one I would have said was Ninja Turtles, which they already made into a movie. So
right. Which you'd like to see another one. I'd like to see it.
Yeah, and X-Men.
All right, last one. If you could have any superpower, what would it be?
Speed. Wally West, be able to travel back in time, and also be able to be fast and phase through things, and speed.
I'm flying all day.
Well, dude, that would be a number 2 for me, man. It really would be.
Flying all day.
But I mean, yeah,
I can see speed too.
I mean, but if you fly like Superman, you're almost as fast as the Flash. So I mean, and Superman has time traveled before, so there's
I'll just be Superman.
Just be Superman. I love it, dude. I love it. Flying would be pretty sweet.
Yeah, for sure. So, hey, we've been on for over an hour now. That was all I had. I really appreciate you coming on. Everybody in the chat, or if you're watching us on Rewind, in the comments of this video or in the description of this video, you'll find Steve's Instagram link, his YouTube link. If you are not subbed up to him, go over there. A lot of great comic book content, a lot of great talk. Just like the rest of them, make sure you hit that notification bell so when he goes live, you'll get notified so you don't miss anything. We want to thank again friends of our channel, the guys in all these links to these people are in the description of the video. Pressable Deffects, NY Warriors, Joker, Erod 212, Very Gary Comics, Keep It There, Spy Ticks, Lords of the Long Lost Aegis, and of course our sponsor, Rocket Comics. Definitely sub up to those guys if you haven't. If you're not subbed up to 3 Men and you're here for Steve, you make sure you sub up and hit that notification bell. We are at the moment have a video up on our channel for our 2,500 subscriber giveaway. So if you're on a PC right now and you turn on your camera to that QR code, that'll take you directly to the video. Or you can just get there from our channel, watch the video, leave a comment, what you like, what you don't like, what you'd like to see have us do, and definitely leave the hashtag 3MIB in the comments to get entered. Once we hit 2,500, we'll do a live show. We got a ton of stuff to give away. So this is the point of the show where I say to you, if you have something to sell it, man. Tell everybody what you're doing.
So I'm giving away 2 slabs for reaching 2,000 subscribers. Make sure you enter before I get to 2,100. Go over to my channel, find a 2,000 subscriber giveaway video, give away these and a TMNT last running #1. And I'll probably give away a few other things as well. I have a video dropping pretty much as soon as we get off of here. And then I got an unboxing tomorrow, Thursday night chat on Thursday, a couple other unboxings this week. And like I said, I have my own variant for Mighty Morphin #4. If you want one, please hit me up on Instagram. I'm going to be selling those $25. Awesome virgin cover. Features the unmasking of the new Green Power Ranger. So that's what's going on, man.
Awesome stuff. So our next live show for 3 men is 2/19. We're doing another trivia night. People really seem to love those trivia nights. We do just basically an hour, 10 different sets of questions, and we just give away a ton of stuff. And they're not only comic book and movie related, but they're also show related. So if you're watching the show, you pay attention to all the goofy crap we do and make fun of each other about, then those are the types of questions that we ask during our trivia show. And it's just a lot of fun, as we do at 3 Men in the Basement. We laugh, and you saw during my birthday roasting that we can definitely laugh at ourselves. So that's what we got going on. Steve, this has been great. I really appreciate your time. Appreciate you coming on with me. This has been a blast. I think everybody in the comments had a good time. Hopefully we picked up some new subscribers, and we continue to grow this community, because it really is not something I expected to enjoy so much when we first started. And now it's at the point where most of my good friends are all from this comic book community. So I'll have to add you to that too. So
I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. And like I said earlier, man, I appreciate you guys sending me this with all the signatures on the inside, man. And
sure, man.
That's really awesome. I appreciate it. You guys are amazing, and I love your guys' channel for sure.
I appreciate that. So, all right, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell. And like I said, BerkFamily54Comics, in this description is all his links. So go check him out. Get on his giveaway for his 2,000 subscriber. Get an honor video, and then on behalf of 3 Men in the Basement, Dave in the Cave, Everardo, I am Roger, a.k.a. the Cranky Canadian. And hey, as I always say, the most valuable thing you can give to me is your time. So thank you for giving me a little bit of your time. And good night, Canada.